I'm really glad we're here today to finish this up. We all know what this bill does and why we're here. We are taking many pains to fight climate change, but we have to, while we're doing that, take pains to keep all our residents safe, especially our 300,000 renters in rental housing, and to keep the requirements regarding our built environment in place to do that. And we've had a requirement for heat for a very, very long time because it really is a life or death issue if people don't have heat. And air conditioning has become a life or death issue as well, not just a comfort issue. So I really appreciate the work of the Fed Committee in going through this bill in detail. Appreciate the work of the DHCA and Mr. Nagan and your team and all the stakeholders that have been in touch with us about this. This didn't come from a manual of recommended policy. This came from the real life experience of tenants and housing inspectors and others that had approached us because they were in danger in their rental housing in Montgomery County. And this bill, I think, is going to address that in a very responsible way. So the amendments, I think, are before you. It should say draft 5 at the top of the sheet you have. Amendment 1 simply amends line 10 of draft 5 of the bill in order that detached single-family homes are excluded from the air conditioning requirement, but attached single-family homes, aka townhomes, are brought under the requirements of the bill. That reflects the experience we've had. The tenants that have approached me, at least, that have not had working air conditioning have been in, besides the ones in apartments, have been in townhomes and have not been in single-family homes. And certainly townhomes, the way they're structured, probably have fewer windows to open and shut and other limitations. For purposes, so lines 7 to 12, as you can see on the draft, would read, for purposes of this subsection, rental housing has the meaning stated in section 29.1, except that rental housing does not include a detached single-family home or a dwelling unit located on a site listed in the National Register of Historic Places. We can adopt these together, right, Mr. President? Okay. Yep. Amendment 2 replaces the Fed Committee's opt-out amendment, which we had some concerns about was potentially overly broad and subject to mischief by landlords who might want to urge or coerce or compel their tenants into signing away their right to air conditioning. After conversations with the county executive and the chair and the DHCA director, I've suggested a more targeted approach that says a landlord may apply for and the director may grant an extension of up to 6 months to comply with the requirements of this section if the director finds that A, the landlord must make electrical upgrades to the rental housing to comply with the requirements, and B, making the upgrades would cause financial hardship to the landlords. We were not only concerned about the cost of a window unit, which isn't that much, but it's the more expensive electric upgrades that may be necessary in some of our older rental properties. And then Amendment 3, financing, the executive must, subject to appropriation applicable law, explore options to offer low-interest financing to landlords who need to upgrade their electric systems to comply with the requirements of this act. There's a lot of commercial financing available, as you all know. I've also spoken to the president of the Green Bank, who is happy to help landlords access low-interest financing that's also more energy efficient, like any generation of new air conditioning would be. So with that, Mr. President, I move the 3 amendments.